Tap water. You turn the faucet and water comes out. It's not much to know, right? But how much do you really know about your drinking water? For example, how does it get from here to here? Ever been curious? We asked around, and turns out a lot of people have questions about their drinking water.
When I turn my faucet on, water comes out. No problem. But where does it come from?
People get their drinking water from two main sources: surface water, that's rivers, lakes, and reservoirs, and groundwater from wells. 2/3 of people in North America rely on surface water. That's why you'll find almost every major city built along a river or freshwater lake. However, most smaller water systems rely on groundwater. Once drawn, water is sent through a treatment plant where it is filtered to remove dirt and contaminants. Groundwater generally doesn't need this step. From there, all water is treated with chemicals to kill germs or bacteria that can make you sick. Some of the water is stored, but most of it is pumped out into an underground network of pipes that make their way to your home or business. That's the best thing about safe, clean drinking water. It's always there when you need it.
Well, I heard my water was treated, and what exactly does that mean?
Water from streams, lakes, or wells is made safe to drink through a process called treatment. Dirt, particles, and contaminants are removed by settling, sometimes with the help of chemicals like alum, and filtration. Disinfectants, usually chlorine or ozone, are added to kill pathogens that could make you sick. And additional chemical treatment is sometimes used to adjust the mineral content, pH, or taste and smell of the water. From here, the water is pumped into the distribution system and to your home or business.
So here's what I want to know. How safe is my water? Not safe? Kinda safe? Very safe?
Tap water from public water systems in the United States and Canada is among the safest in the world. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and Health Canada set the drinking water quality standards that public water utilities are required to follow. The water at your tap has been monitored, tested, and treated to ensure it meets regulatory standards and is safe to drink. Safe drinking water is a critical component of public health and safety, and water professionals take their job seriously as stewards of public health.
Did you know that even though our planet is covered in water, less than 1% is drinkable water? That's why protecting drinking water is so important.
I'm a salesman. I drive all over the place. I see towns that have these water towers, and I've always wondered, how do these things work?
Simplistic in concept, water towers are a brilliant, low-tech staple of every community. Water is pumped up to fill the tank, which can contain thousands of gallons. By storing water in elevated tanks, water providers ensure there is enough water and enough water pressure. If there's a power failure and pumps can't operate, gravity gets the water where it's needed, whether it's your tap or the scene of a fire. Most towers are tall enough and large enough to supply water under pressure to all of the houses and businesses nearby. Depending on terrain, some tanks can be placed on hills or mountainsides. Communities across the country take great pride proudly displaying their town's name on the elevated tank, which in some cases is the tallest structure around.
It's really amazing when you think about it. All the pipes, valves, and people working to make sure that when you need a glass of water, it's there.
I've seen a lot of purple pipe near my park. What's with the purple pipe?
The purple color on some pipes is used to indicate that it is carrying reclaimed water. What's reclaimed water? Sometimes called water reuse, it's a strategy that's growing in popularity in areas where water resources are stressed. It's a method of capturing treated wastewater, putting it through additional treatment to ensure safety, and then distributing it for use in non-potable applications, like golf courses and parks. Some buildings now even have a separate plumbing system, which used reclaimed water for irrigation and flushing toilets. Reuse makes sense. It's a tool utilities are using to meet growing demand and stretch limited resources.
Well, every now and then I see workers opening up fire hydrants in my neighborhood, and when they start, the water isn't clear, but it is when they're done. What exactly are they doing?
This is called flushing and is a part of your utility's regular maintenance program. These procedures help test the health of the distribution system and clean the pipes that deliver drinking water to your home. To flush pipes, water department employees operate valves and fire hydrants to direct high volumes of water through each pipe. This high flow of water removes corrosion, scale, and sediment. When this material flows out all at once, it looks worse than it really is. If you watch, you will notice that the water clears rather quickly. Pressure and flow tests are usually also performed to make sure the system can handle the high demands of firefighting. A well-run water utility has a flushing and cleaning program to ensure that the water delivered by the distribution system is safe.
If you notice that your water is discolored, go ahead and run your cold water tap until it runs clear before you do any laundry or any cooking.
Sometimes when I fill up a glass of water, it gets really, really cloudy, and then I let it sit and it clears up. What's happening?
Sometimes water coming out of the tap looks cloudy, especially in winter. The cloudiness you see is actually tiny air bubbles. Cold water can hold more dissolved air, and as water warms in your home plumbing, small bubbles form and the water can look cloudy. Just wait. After a while, the bubbles will rise to the top and disappear. If the cloudy water doesn't clear up in a few minutes, there could be some other cause. Contact your water company to see if they can help find a reason.
So sometimes my water smells like bleach or a pool. Why is that? What's in there? Is it safe?
Chlorine is commonly used in water treatment, usually in very small doses. It helps make your water safe to drink by killing viruses, bacteria, and pathogens or microscopic bugs in water. Chlorine disinfection of water supplies has been credited with putting a stop to waterborne disease outbreaks of typhoid and cholera, which plagued Europe and North America into the 20th century. If the smell is a problem, just fill a pitcher with water and put it in the refrigerator for a short time and the smell should dissipate.
I have a question. My family uses a ton of water, but how much does a typical family use? Just so I can compare.
You might be surprised at how much water is used inside a typical home. According to the US EPA, an average 4-person household uses 280 gallons of water per day, about 70 gallons per person. The World Health Organization says that the most basic needs can be met with about 5 gallons a day per person. So, where does the rest of the water go? It's used for washing clothes, baths, showers, washing dishes, brushing teeth, cleaning, watering plants, and so on. And some of it just gets flushed right down the toilet. In fact, almost all indoor water use is for everything except having a nice cold glass of water.
I don't think I use that much water. Why is my water bill so high?
Sometimes your water bill can be a bit higher than you expect. Your bill can be high for a number of reasons, but generally, it's either an increase in water use or a leak. To check for a leak, turn off all the taps and water-using appliances, and take a look at your water meter. There should be a small dial or shape that turns when water is moving through the meter. If it is still turning, chances are you have a leak. If it's not turning, mark the position of the meter and come back a half hour later to check again. If it moved, you probably have a leak. Leaks could be anywhere: leaky faucet, toilets, swamp cooler, or sprinkler valves. Sometimes irrigation timers malfunction, especially after a power outage. And check to make sure you are not overwatering your lawn in warm months. That can add up fast.
For specific questions like, can you explain my water bill, you'll have to contact customer service at the water department directly to answer those. But here's another question you might find interesting.
How much water should I be drinking each day to stay healthy?
A report issued by the Institute of Medicine of the National Academy says that most Americans let their thirst guide them rather than following the old 8 to 9 glasses a day rule. In truth, by the time you become thirsty, it's possible you may already be slightly dehydrated. It is essential to replenish what water you lose, which for most people is about 2 liters a day. Some of this water is provided by the food we eat, but we still need to drink water to stay healthy. The Mayo Clinic recommends drinking a glass of water with each meal and between each meal. Consumption of salty foods, some diseases like diabetes, certain medications, and age may affect a person's thirst. And if you are physically active, remember to always hydrate before, during, and after exercise.
So where does bottled water come from? Is it just water that's filtered from our regular water system, or is it actually from like fresh streams in the mountains? I'm just curious, where does it come from?
More than 1.5 million tons of plastic are used each year to make the plastic water bottles, and most end up in landfills. And yes, bottled water is sometimes transported halfway around the world using fossil fuel, which does pollute the atmosphere. Bottled water can cost up to 1,000 times more than tap water, which is only a fraction of a cent per gallon. And sometimes that $2 bottle of water in the convenience store is nothing more than bottled tap water. Granted, water is a better health alternative than soda or pop, so consider buying a safe plastic or metal water bottle and filling it with tap water. It's reusable and affordable.
So my boyfriend and I are arguing on who uses more water when he takes a bath or I take a shower. And I think the bath, because the water just sits there and has to run all the way up. But which one is it?
A full bathtub requires about 70 gallons or 265 liters of water.
Well, it takes forever for the bath to run and fill up. And a lot more water's coming through the faucet than in the shower when it's a bath.
Taking a 5-minute shower under a low-flow shower head uses 10 to 25 gallons, or 38 to 95 liters.
Isn't it varied on how long you take a shower? Because if my shower is 5 minutes versus my shower is 15 minutes. No, really, which one is it?
So showers do save water, as long as they're kept to a reasonable time. If you do prefer baths, just adjust the temperature as you fill the tub. Leaving the water running wastes water. And don't fill the bath too full.
So now I really have to go tell my boyfriend that I'm right.
I hope this information has helped answer some of your questions about drinking water. If not, contact your water utility or water supplier for more information. And remember, the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta point to safe drinking water as one of the top reasons we all live longer and healthier lives.